Let me advertise real quick. Hopefully you guys hear me. If not, then we might have some issues. Looks like the game's lagging a little bit. Let's look at the stream encoder. Encoder overloading. Bear with me while I get this ready. Why? Okay. Now let's see. It's a bad thing about these. Hold on one second. I have an animal scratching at the door. It's a cat. My apologies, my cat ran into a room and I had to get him out or else he'd destroy the door. Let me view how it looks. It looks good. I kind of want your screen to be larger. X-Fun, awesome. Let's get this. It's been a while since I've live streamed. I know, I thought I had this like to where you guys could see the whole thing. You have a cat and dog. I have 3 dogs and a cat, but I always say my boxer identifies as a human. I call her a dog and she gets offended. I know I'm very horrible at live streams, but who knows? That it's not good. It's been a little bit. Okay, I guess you guys will have black edges on the screen. I haven't worked this in a little bit. Alright, so let me advertise this. This is a random stream. Streaming. Boom, there's Discord. Facebook group. That one. Fun. Then Shy Guys World will be next. And those peeps are not floating, they're in a monorail. It just has a decent draw distance, but not like some objects. Okay, Shy Guys World. Yes, things kind of laggy. Wow, it's been over a month since I've worked on this. That tells you how crazy it's been. But all I got this coming week are 2 tests and some appointments, but no biggie. I've done worse. Hopefully I coded that right. Okay, let me go back on my encoder while this thing loads. Okay, I coded it right. It's gonna be output. And I closed the wrong app, of course. I want a good quality. Why? It's a little better. Okay. Well, that's my game screen, not the thing. Future technology. I know, right? Alright. So, it has been far too long since I've touched Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. because I have been busy with 6 classes, which have been kind of demanding, even though I have more breaks than last semester. I know the only time I'm on my laptop is for SolidWorks, which is a modeling program. For those of you that don't know, it's kind of like, well, it's the engineer equivalent to SketchUp for us theme park people. Then also Dynamics Homework Online, that's a pain, because every time you get it wrong, it docks 3% off the problem. It gets terrible. If you want to learn some dynamics, let's go to the monorail. Wrong. That one, graphs. So you see the speed is constant. That means it's not accelerating. Constant line, non-accelerating. That is some calculus also. Altitude, that's not going to change. G-forces, wow, that's kind of weird. But anyways, again, brief lesson in dynamics. Talks about derivatives, and this kind of spoils what some stuff we're doing. The excitement is uber extreme. Last night I went to the Disneyland park for like the first time in a while. That park's going to have, in Adventureland, there's going to be, it's kind of weird, there's going to be shows in one section, and then a whole different section you will go into Pandora. Literally, I think it's, well, I changed my mind last night. You go to the right, you're going to go into Adventureland and the Fantasyland transition, and then to the left you're going to go to Pandora, which kind of loops around and then enters that Fantasyland transition, which I'll have more details on it whenever I fully figure it out. No Jungle Cruise. That's a maybe, but it gets to be a pain. I used to have that in this park. Is approximately over here, or back here. It was somewhere. Actually, considering the park's resize, it's probably like way over here. I don't know. Or no, it was back here. But Jungle Cruise, it takes up land, and the CTR, you have to have braking system, like block brakes and such, to keep it going. It's not like a constant motion, unless I haven't looked at it in a while because of that reason. But I tend to stay away from Jungle Cruise unless I'm just wanting something to soak up peeps. I know in a post for World Discovery I said Adventure's coming. I kind of spoiled it already. We have this lovely structure. It took like, I don't know, 30 minutes to figure it out, and I don't know, it's a teaser. I made it to where I was really working on landscaping for this. So you see we got Egypt back, but you really don't see the weird temple thing from here. And then if you're in this section, you will not see Spaceship Earth or even Egypt. I've gotten real crafty with this one, and I'm hoping if things go to plan, it'll be a popular area. I know someone was asking, I think it was in Discord, they're like, you're gonna put in Indiana Jones, right? No, I might be somewhere else. So I'm probably going to stay away from EMVs. Yeah, EMVs. I was like, ECVs are the wheelchairs, but EMVs are enhanced motion vehicles. So I'm staying away from that attraction back here because that's very similar to Indiana Jones. It is hard. That's the main reason. Everyone might ask me, why didn't you put Indiana Jones? That reason. Right there. It's hard. EMVs are actually hard by themselves, because I know still kind of want to do it. I want to put one in here, kind of like Dinosaur, but again, like X-Phone says, it's hard. It is very difficult because you gotta make sure your track's good. You gotta make sure it works with the scenery, okay? Kind of hide some stuff, and then you gotta add in the motions with it. And then, for some odd reason, the attractions in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, those are constant speed, so it's like you really can't, alter the speed to go through a fast chase through the jungle or anything. I know I did that with the Studio Park a few years ago when I was starting posting. It was called Crime Stoppers, and it was an EMV attraction. I didn't put any motions in it, just had it as a Jeep, and I mean, it was alright. Wasn't the best ride, but again, wasn't the worst. I thought of that too. I really did. I have been considering that, but then I'm like, especially that one track. What is it called? I'm trying to think, that custom track that's out. Every time I use it though, it's like it's slower than everything else. So I kind of have a backup plan for that. I'm not gonna say it because it's not in effect yet. Like, I don't have supplies yet. I'm kind of outsourcing stuff. Do I have a rope there? No. Outsourcing means working with someone for something that can be used in multiple parks. I always try to, for most things, I try to make sure I can use it other places other than just one thing. I know this park's a bad example of that because, I mean, you got these buildings, it's like, where am I gonna put them in Hollywood Studios? I'm not gonna see Spaceship Earth in Hollywood Studios. I mean, I put it far away to make it look like, hey, it's nearby, but no. So, keep going up and down. I gotta remember where this thing is. There it is. So this is kind of like the change of story to world exposition. Like, Egypt and this new area are going to be the precursors and show what the new goal is for the back of the park. I know I still have the front of the park to work with, but sometimes that gets a little crazy. World's Fair. Yep, pretty much. This is like my child, though. This park is. I know I get into a debate every single time. These things are purple. I mean, the entire park is World's Fair. That is very true. In the original concept for Epcot, Imagineers were like, this is just a World's Fair. And, they were like, some were saying it's a World's Fair. Others were like, no, it's a little bit more than that. But essentially, I think it is too. But in a sense, it's not. I also have a research trip coming. Well, my quote-unquote research trips. My plans are to hit up Magic Kingdom, Epcot, and Hollywood Studios. The 3 parks I work on. Switzerland. I've never been to Switzerland. I've never been to Egypt or the jungle either, but Switzerland, I don't know how I would work with that. Some areas are easier to work with than others in terms of attractions. Like, if there's any good shows in Switzerland, I could do it. Just make it a show pavilion, which I do that a lot because it's like, it soaks up peeps. Stream looks fair. Matterhorn. There's a magical word I might say with that one. Sight lines. Dun, 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 dun. Oh man, missed it. Pew. I've thought of that with Everest as well. I've actually thought to do an Everest coaster, but I was like, you know, that's that'd be very unoriginal. I mean, yeah, this park has Epcot buildings, but there's some original concepts with it. It's like, hey, you know, we could do this. Some are more original than others. Or pull New Orleans and cover its direction with trees. I should put some of those signs up. I'm gonna do that. True. Disneyland, though, I can get in a real good discussion about their sight lines. Hashtag Matterhorn, like you said, they covered up with trees, but I'm talking like, I don't know. It's a possibility, but Matterhorns are kind of, I wouldn't say difficult to make, they're just a pain to make. It's like I hate making mountains out of rocks anyways, so that would be a bad thing for me. I know I'm doing Pandora, but it's like, I can work with that a little bit. Most thrilling, we don't have any coasters. Italy. Do you like Italy? US. No, a park I really don't work on is Hollywood Studios. Studio parks are always hard to make, I will say that. They are very difficult. Because you're like, alright, I want to put this movie in. It's like, how do I do it? Do I want to give them a show? Do I want to give them an attraction? And then some part, if you're trying to duplicate Hollywood Studios, which I know both me and X-Fun have either worked on or attempted studio parks. Exactly. You gotta have the custom scenery, and making Chinese theater, it's always the worst. Which I've contacted Matt Collins like 50,000 times. I'm like, hey, about that Chinese theater, when's it coming? Please. I'm just saying, I'm like, wow, this is hard. Because if I had that, then I could really start to land around it. I'm weird. I'm like, oh, I'm big on Shy Guys World, but then it's like, I still gotta ask. I remember someone I asked for stuff a long time ago was like looking at my stuff. I was like, oh, they're finally looking. Kind of calling them out right now, but I was like, oh, they're looking at my stuff. Well, But yeah, studio parks, you got to have custom scenery, or else it's hard. I mean, I've seen videos where people only use the in-game scenery and they pull it off real good. Like some of you guys on Shy Guys World that do just in-game scenery are amazing at it. I've seen sometimes where it's very easy to say, all right, that's a castle, that's this building, it's that. Others, I'm like, what is that? I remember my Wilderness Lodge used to use just a plain brick set. And I was like, oh, it's Wilderness Lodge, but it was awful. Yes. No argument there. Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. Just add a 5-minute drop sequence and I'd be happy. 5 minutes of terror. Hashtag Disney's Hollywood Studios. Didn't even use no one. Oh no, I didn't. I used the plain brick ones. I'll find that set real quick. Hold on. Let me finish this section real quick and I'll show you which set it is. Oh, good. So, when I go to Disney, fun fact, I have to watch myself. Those days of having one security check might be over. Just saying. I'm just going to say that. Let me save this real quick. Always save your work, because you never know if your computer's going to get fried or blow up or whatever. Come on, load. See, look, I worked on it in 2016. That's pretty amazing. But a lot of it's like original concept. I know I was looking a few months ago at my old pictures, because I share everything on Facebook. And I had a park named World of Discovery, but it was like SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, and them combined. And I was like, oh. And then I was like, how about let's make it an Epcot park? I was doing that way before the SeaWorld combination park. But it was always bad. Then I wrote Falcon's Fury and I was like, oh, I'm going to make everything based on this because it's awesome. Where's that brick set? There it is. Brick walls. This was my Wilderness Lodge. It's so weird at like what we used to use all the time. I mean, I have nothing against this set. It's just like, wow. We were very basic with our stuff. I mean, this could make like a fair thing, but I don't know. It's just crazy. Now we're on to bigger and better things. It's like, whoa, what are we doing? It's amazing to see this. It's just like, wow. That's where most of my time goes. I just look around. Wow. I used to use all of the in-game attractions in one park. Just see how many people I could get. I never got this much, and I barely have attractions in this park. Like, I mean, I have a fair amount, but just not enough. They pay $100 now, but I don't know. I think I could get into a Planet Coaster debate. I really could, but I'm not going to, because I'm not going to transfer into it. At least not yet. They don't have anything that piques my interest. Oh, we can make custom scenery. Yeah, not much though. Wake me up whenever they have all this. Planetariums. You know what I used to use for Tree of Life is the Nocturnal House. It still works. It oddly does. I remember when the Soaked expansion came out, I think I freaked out the most because it's like, oh my gosh, we have water slides now. Then Wild came out. I was like, I gotta get that too, because I want to build Animal Kingdom, and I don't know. It's just crazy. I somewhat wish they would just redo this game. Just let us keep our stuff, but they just modernize it. Like, what if we had projectors in this game and hotels? Just, that would be the ultimate theme park game. Like, I'm fine with using the in-game water park stuff, to be honest, because some of it's pretty good. The best is when you use the cheat code rabbit. You will have a ton of animals, and you will probably want a lot of space to put them in. I just have to like look at this park through many angles because it's just like, wow. I know I'm cutting through buildings too. Oh, single Titanic slide. I was like, what? Yeah. Which I think that slide's so funny. It's like, out of all things, you do a Titanic slide. What other weird stuff? What other things were like huge? I know whenever I was making parks, I was in like 5th grade, I was using this, the studio tour, and the park jet like it was going out of style. Cutter of buildings? No, I'm builder of walls. Builder of construction walls. You know, a building needs cut. Anybody that goes to Epcot could say this real easy. Guardians of the Galaxy. Just a giant present. That's what I put on Facebook. Just looks like a Christmas present. Remember the day we used to have to build everything? We used to have to build our own coasters and stuff, and the track was just awful. I mean, I'm going to have to use in-game track for Flight of Passage, unless... Actually, no, I may not. I'm gonna have to download that inverted custom track. But I know I'm going through random, we're not doing much construction, but I like getting into discussions sometimes. But remember, we used to have to build, you know, Big Thunder Mountain using the Mine Train coaster, Space Mountain using Mini Coaster. There's a lot of custom stuff on here. A Jurassic Park river adventure with splash boats. That's what I did all the time. I did that with Test Track. And see, I did that with Test Track, Expedition Everest, Space Mountain was a major one. Matterhorn was a mess. It's still a mess. I still do it. Just like, whoa. Look at all the custom stuff we have now. We're spoiled. Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 had good base game stuff. The monorails look like the Disney World ones. It's just like, whoa. What's funny is the custom stuff that's out for Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. It's kind of good, to be honest. Like, they did pretty well. Because I've seen, like, Disneyland and stuff. I actually used to have that stuff whenever, I think it was on my old laptop. And it was amazing because you had every single thing. You talking about Sea Serpent? Sea Serpent single rail. There it is. Yeah, we did it first. They were the Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 was the first to have robotic coaster. Hashtag Harry Potter. Well, first attraction with a KUKA arm on a track. And there's a class where I can learn how to use a KUKA arm at my campus because we have a robotic arm in the power lab because I go there every week. And it's in the corner. I'm like, ooh. I know, I'm just like looking through custom rides just to really reminisce on the old times. It's always good to look at the old times. Son of all thrills. Yep. See, look what we got now. We got Splash Mountain. We got this ride. We've got all these custom attractions. Yep, all these custom attractions. We got buses. We got all these rides. We got a Shy Guy coaster. Funny is this Jeep. It looks exactly like the Kilimanjaro Safari. It doesn't even go in the animal enclosures. I said if it did, that'd be a winner. Oh yeah, I got the train too. Mine train through Nature's Wonderland. Which that works as like a small attraction in a kid's land. It really would. Which I should do that. I know it's like down. Where's it? That's mates. I like the People Mover. Which, there's a People Mover CTR. And I think I might have to find it. I mean, I have this one, but it won't work. Oh, wow. Look at that. I did not know that was there. I didn't know he wrote a whole description of it. Huh. Magical. Yeah, but it's meh. I think there was someone else who made the People Mover and it was like, I mean, it worked in the Space Mountain set, the Tomorrowland one. Under Small Monorail, yeah. Universal Monorail. It's just monorail. Here, whoa. Let's reminisce. I have enough time to kill. I don't care. That's like the Disneyland style. Which, if someone made the Disneyland People Mover, I would honestly use it in my parks. Planet Coaster, I'm going to give them credit for the People Mover because they did pretty well. I mean, I don't have that expansion, but I've seen videos, and I'm like, you know, they did that really well. So I'll give them credit. They also, what other attraction? Oh, they made like a Seven Dwarfs Mine Train type attraction. I was like, you know, that was very well done. I've always thought these ones were weird. I think I used these when our Disneyland made their new monorails. I was like, oh, it looks like that. It's weird. They have like just square seats in this one. But I'm just saying, like, that pack I don't have because I'm like, when do I play Planet Coaster? I played it a few times within the last few months. I think I played it like once in the last 6 months, and I was like, I mean, it's cool, but you know, you need like a brand new laptop to run it. That's like a very bad thing, is you need a pretty good laptop to run it at its highest quality. I mean, I probably could, but it would probably lag like crazy. I mean, I had to do some work with this one to make my perks stay good. Double monorail. Yes, they do. They need to. Everybody says water parks. I can run Planet Coaster. It's just, again, I'm on the lowest quality for that game, and it's still lagging. It's like, ugh. And then I can't even build a decent coaster on there. I think I did it once, and I was like, oh, this is great. I use my laptop for, well, nowadays I use it for notes in one class, and SolidWorks, and Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. In SolidWorks, you're supposed to have like a decent video card to make it look realistic, but I can still run it pretty fine. Which I might have to share my models. I drink the wine. We got wine at this park. You just gotta... Look at all these people. Oh yeah, I forgot. I added a pool at this hotel. It's always busy. Just remember, if you want a monorail to the back to the park, you're gonna have to wait a little bit. I think I have this thing set at full capacity to where it fills up with like 120 people. So that way the monorails aren't just filling, like have huge lines and then only 5 people get on. Which I really need to finish this pathway. I need to do a lot. I'll just... that's a long walk. It's a pretty long walk. I don't know. I mean, it's fair. Then you got the boat system, which the line from the hotel to the park is not bad. There's only 2 people in it right now. The hotel, this is called the Discover Hotel. It's inspired by Bay Lake Tower. It's a little bit different. Not made by me, but it's pretty neat. It looks pretty awesome from the park. It's fancy. Which I'm trying to get another hotel in this park. No comment. You going to jail. Okay, were you reading my files on my desk? Because that was like one of my plans. I was hitting someone up about it. I was like, I'm thinking about adding that and put it over here. Y'all both be knowing my concepts, I swear. Well, one actually talks to me every day. So they know all. Okay, what do I want to do? Could finish this. Or I could add some trees over here. Okay, we ain't gonna get started on SpongeBob because I'm still kind of mad about Sunday. Even my parks were blasting Sweet Victory. Added to the end of It's a Small World. Or what's a really dark attraction? Like just terrible. Terrible ending. Frozen Ever After. Maybe Splash Mountain. Where they're on the riverboat. You know where it wouldn't work? Universe of Energy. You know what? That'd be funny if they were playing that after you get out of the diorama, and they'd have like an oil rig or something. I mean, it would work on Rock and Roller Coaster easily. You just gotta change the music and put lasers in it, make it like the Disneyland Paris version. Dinosaur at the end because you say you're not gonna make it. The drop in my grades is 90 degrees. They should play Sweet Victory in Kingdom Hearts 3. I got through Toy Story. Now I'm in Corona. I got a C in it the first time, then I got an A. Don't ask me about the others. The others make me look like a nerd. Especially college. Because I remember someone was like, I got a C in calculus too. I was like, I got an A. Algebra 2 was awful. Because I was actually in that class whenever State of Florida made the new state test, the FSA, So they made everybody in that class take it, even if it didn't count, which it didn't. I got a B in Algebra 2 and Geometry, but then I had that same teacher for those. And then my senior year, I had her again and got an A in both of the classes she taught. I was like, what? This makes no sense, but okay. And complex numbers, if anybody's going for engineering, you need to know them. It's not an I anymore, it's a J. I think I did like 3 pages of simplifying complex numbers just to get to the end of a problem. It's like, oh my god. If anybody watches Lilo and Stitch, it's all on Netflix. I watched most of number 1, the first one. But then I was like, yeah, I'm tired. I've seen this like 4,000 times, but they're all on there. The only thing that don't exist is Stitch's Great Escape. And that animatronic being torn up is in my nightmares. Let me think of a counter. Let me think of a counter argument to the Mission Breakout one. Every time someone calls Walt Disney World Disneyland, someone dies. Most of the time it's me. Wow, that's a lot of mulch. We keep whoever's making the mulch in business. I like Guardians of the Galaxy, but I don't think they should have changed it. Like, I'm a Tower of Terror person, but then again, Disneyland's, I've heard, it was good, but they went to Walt Disney World and they're like, yeah, Disney World's is better. Snow White was underrated. It really was. I never rode Mr. Toad. Never did. I need to get to California and see it for myself. I thought there was some I didn't ride in the clothes. Let me think. I've ridden like almost everything. Some stuff I haven't. I do too. I want to go back in time when it wasn't busy. Because when I was little, it was like the park was never busy. Nowadays, it's like there's no slow season anymore. Ooh, excuse me. I think people are more entitled these days. Because these days, all I hear is like, I paid this amount, I'm gonna do whatever. It's like, oh, gross. I missed the day whenever Hollywood Studios was empty. Or Magic Kingdom whenever there's e-ticket ride nights. Those are awesome. Those are the annual passes. I have my own version of that. I'm not a pass hole, but I am. I'm a DVC owner too. Whoever says the phrase "I'm a paying customer" at Disney, yeah, they need to get slapped, to be honest. I hate those words. Paying customer. It's like, oh, gross. Like, I don't know, I don't know, people get really worked up. Exactly, that's how I am. I hate that phrase whenever it's at Disney. I hate it overall, but I understand like a grocery store and a restaurant, you know. But at Walt Disney World in particular, I don't hear the word customer because, again, guest. That's kind of like my argument on that. I mean, if I went to Six Flags or even down the street from Walt Disney World at the giant movie theater that claims they have the best attractions, yeah, I'd be saying I'm a paying customer. That's what I tell people all the time. I'm like, just go down the road. It's the east side of Fantasyland. I know my dad, he was like, oh, we should go to Universal. I'm like, why? Because we're taking like a whole bunch of people to Disney. I'm like, why would we go to Universal? I mean, I like Universal. I did it in one night, but, you know, it's not like I'm gonna miss a Disney trip and go to Universal. No. It's against the law for me. I'll add a path here. I would go to Epcot and just walk around and have a great time. I can't wait to see what they're doing for Jurassic Park. They're doing something. I've heard the rumors about the roller coaster. So it will be impressive. Again, anytime they want to build a roller coaster, it's like, okay, where's the screen? Disney does have better theming. They do. Oh, wait, October. Oh, I know what happens in October. I know why you're saying that. I know exactly why. Cue the Halloween music. Or the Michael Myers theme, to be specific. Sightlines, yep. Universal don't know that. Look at their Hogwarts with the ride building peeking out. I mean, they did good on Hogwarts itself, but they could have did a little bit more with the ride building. It looks like poop, I swear. Every time I use it, I'm like, that just looks like a pile of poop. It's like the best sign ever. Let me save. I always like to save every so often, or more times than anything. Let me refresh. Yes, it did. I remember when they announced they were making a new roller coaster tycoon, and you could ride the rides, and it was a 3D, I guess, graphics game. It was like, yes. Yeah, the lights were kind of... I remember trying out the demo. It was like, oh, this is great. And you would be playing with like log flume the whole time. .3D text game. Then Planet Coaster came, it's like, oh, that's cool, it's realistic, but I like this more. Yeah. I feel like the chairlift, a lot of people would only use for like Blizzard Beach recreations. Make a pathway that goes near the building, make it look like people can go in it. So, what is everyone's opinion about that Mickey Mouse mix magic? I like the music, but it's just awful. Mickey's Mix Magic. I mean, it's an interesting approach, yes, but oh my gosh. Disneyland needs to rework some of their shows. They really do. Especially their fireworks. That's why I like Walt Disney World. We are like very picky on our stuff. Yeah, Disneyland is Walt's park. Well, Disneyland Park is. But we seem to get the shows that are really good. They get like random ones. Well, here recently they had Together Forever, which I was like, okay, that's really random. And then Mickey's Mix Magic. I've only seen on YouTube because I've never been to California. And I was like, this is so random. Disneyland Forever seemed really good. Like it really fit. I just wish they would have swapped the concepts of World of Color Celebrate and Disneyland Forever. That's when it would have worked. Like, I feel like a few people would say that. Yeah, that show's kind of weird. Then it's supposed to be a projections show, so you won't have fireworks every night. So it's like, okay. That's weird. Whereas at Walt Disney World, you get fireworks like 99% of the time. Oh my gosh, yes. That is, if I go down there, I'm staying there. I'm going to use my DVC points there. Get one of them DVC rooms. Oh, poo. Oh, well, we can pretend, right? Pretend we don't see the ground. Well, we'll say the water's on top of it. Pretending is the best way to be creative. That's what I do with all my parks. I pretend there's parties. I don't know. Walt Disney World has some great hotels. I'm just saying. If you like Grand California, go to Wilderness Lodge. That's like the equivalent of it. And then the equivalent to Disneyland Hotel, which I'm going to have to say is the contemporary in terms of like height. Not these ones, they're here till whenever. See? Let's see if they're leaving. Probably not. Okay, see. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's awkward. Except they don't have the S. But Disneyland Hotel, I like the rooms, how they look. I just don't know. I think I prefer having balcony, in my opinion, especially if there's like fireworks and stuff. I'm weird. I could have a room with a castle view and I'm still outside for like an hour waiting for fireworks. You know, I should go to... Is it Trader Sam's at ours? At Walt Disney World? Or is it something else? I think it is. Either way, I need to go there. Because I'm legal now, so I can drink. But then again, I got Top of the World Lounge I can go to. I just need a DVC membership card of my own. It's funny, as I live in Florida, but not near Disney World. I act like I go there all the time. Epcot music is relaxing. That's why it's in this park. I'm 6 hours. Unless we stop a lot, which we do. Then it takes like 12. What was it I was listening to? Don't worry, I'm going down there like the first weekend of March. I will be down there. I'm actually skipping one of my classes on the Monday after that weekend to come home. But yes, if I've been wanting to go on a solo trip real bad. That looks awesome. I'll just need to ask for like a studio somewhere. Oh, also, if you read the Weekly Ambassador, I think it was like a week or two ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago or 3. I put an article about the Riviera. I am not paying almost $500 for a room that has a pull-out couch and a bathroom. And a balcony, but literally $500 for a couch and a bathroom. It's like, wow, that is a new category. The Tower Studio. It's more like parents' basement or something. If I wanted a couch bed, I would just stay in a normal resort with one bed. We actually looked at going on a Disney cruise because they actually had a decent offer for a 3-day. And I was like, oh, that's not bad. Because the points were like high, and it's like, we don't want to use everything. But I've heard really good things about Disney cruises, so that might be something. See? I just heard another thing positive. I feel like there's just something about Disney that I can just, I don't know. I feel like I would prefer to go on my first cruise with Disney than anybody else. What else would I like to do? Again, I've always said Tokyo. Well, I've been saying Tokyo like crazy. I think everybody said they want Be Our Guest out and that attraction put in. My concept is use Maurice's Cottage as part of the queue. Yes. That queue music, oh my gosh. That is so... Let me think of the word for it. I'm not going to say satisfying because it's supposed to be spooky, but I think it's because that's my favorite attraction. I'm going to have to say I love it because, again, my favorite attraction is the Tower of Terror. I saw that new Twilight Zone commercial. I was like, oh, that's cool. Well, I was actually kind of happy about it. I was like, oh. Now Disney needs to really sell on that Twilight Zone point. The static is creepy. How long have I been? 68. Fun fact, I went to, whenever I stay at Baylake Tower, these last 2 trips I've had castle views. The elevators there, you have glass windows that view out into, I guess, Seven Seas Lagoon and Magic Kingdom. Every time I get off the elevator, whether it be, well, it'd be like the higher floors, I guess, I always have to take a moment to get my land legs back. Like, I think the first trip I had a Castle View, I was like, oh, geez. Because we were on the 8th floor. Wait, no, 9th floor. Because it was 7924, then 7824 the next year. I remember we got that room number this last trip to Bay Lake, and I was like, oh, I know exactly where we are. We're 1 floor below. I want to be higher. This is just great. If anybody, has anybody done the, well, I don't know the name of it anymore. We're just going to use the name Airfile Balloon at Disney Springs, because I did it whenever it first debuted in 2009. Whenever it's like a big yellow red balloon, it's just amazing. How that just extends into the heavens. I remember, well, the first time at Theme Park View, I was telling some people about it, and I think it was my grandmother. I was like, look at the view. She's like, is that a parking lot? I was like, look behind it. And there's the castle. At night, you really don't have the parking lot. Like, you don't see it because the castle and stuff is lit up to detract your focus. So I guess that's why I love it so much. And yeah, the big balloon, that ride's amazing. That's why I put it in this park. Plus you can charge people for it. Every time lately it's been windy or something with me. Disney Springs. It's so weird. Because we have something here that looks exactly like it. Like, I took a picture of the shopping center here. I think it was on Facebook or Instagram. And someone replied, "Is that Disney Springs? I thought you were here." I was like, "Nope, it's this local shopping center." And they're like, "Wow, you were right." And I tell people every time, I'm like, it's a clone of this. One second. Let me turn the mic off. I got a phone call. Okay, I'm back. Had a quick phone call. So Disney Springs is pretty cool. They do have a weird like water feature in the middle. Like they have, of course, the lake that extends to Saratoga, Port Orleans, and Old Key West, but it's not a spring. It's like a lake. And then they have like this weird spring in the middle of different sections, and it's nice. I kind of still call it Downtown Disney, but I want to be Disney correct. My phone is blowing me up today. Oh my goodness. Oops. Wrong thing. That one. Okay. But yeah, Disney Springs is kind of neat. It's fun if you're a shopper or like a lot of different options for food. But it's neat. Sorry, I'm texting. I always have my phone near me because of if something happens. Oh yeah, you guys hear about King's Dominion's volcano attraction? It's finally just closed. It was on like a lot of roller coaster shows in the early 2000s, like crazy. Now it's closing. It's like, wow, I wanted to ride that. I think I'm going to stop with this park here. And I'll probably do another live stream at another park. I'm going to take a brief break to check some stuff. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, I will stay on the live chat. I'm just going to cut off the stream and hopefully, I think the live chat keeps going. I don't know, but this is it for this one. The max. Alright, I will see you guys real soon. Probably Disneyland Park in a few hours. Alright?